decide to set up shop in Plainfield? And did you consider, we're here, we're at your spot, we're at what will be the operational Kota Canna.
Yeah.
You were born here, bred here in Plainfield, and we have a whole story of a journey that we're about to get into. And now you have a business here in Plainfield. What made you set up shop here in Plainfield, and did you consider anywhere else?
I mean, home is where the heart is. And if you can't make it where you're from, how you gonna make it anywhere else? That's my motto. You know what I'm saying? Because home, you should have all the resources. You know everybody, you know where to go, how to operate. So if I can't be a successful person where I'm at, and I'm not saying this for everybody, because some people actually, they do go other places to become successful. But my motto was, I've been right here in Plainfield running around this motherfucker for over, can I curse? Can I curse? I've been here, like you said, I was born here. I left in like 99 though. Let's add a little timeline to it real quick. So I left in 99 and I came back in like 05. So I had my like little 6-year run when I wasn't in Plainfield. But home is where the heart is, like I said, so I had to come home. And when I came back, I was already selling bud. I never really been a person to like have jobs besides me being on like probation or something like that. So when the opportunity presented itself to do what I've already been doing, but to be noticed as a legal businessman, shit, I want to do that. Like here at home. Like my first weed felony came from Plainfield, so this is the complete 180.
So real full circle. Not even full circle. It's a 180.
It's a 180. Yeah, I can't say a full circle because then I'll be back to where I started.
Exactly.
So and I ain't trying to go back to where I started. It was fun, but I'm too old for that shit now. So opening it up in Plainfield, it was a no-brainer. Yeah, in the beginning, because it was hard, bro. It was hard trying to find property in Plainfield. The town is only 6 square miles. And
really?
Plainfield's small.
What's next to here?
Scotch Plains this way,
okay.
Denellen this way, South Plainfield that way, North Plainfield that way.
Gotcha.
So while we're a small city in circumference, it's a lot going on.
It's a lot of people here.
Yeah, bro. Like we got 2 train stations. Like a lot of people don't know that. We got 2 train stations. We got an industrial area. We got a central business district area. We got a historic area.
Talk about Jersey.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Jersey got it popping. They be trying the front. They be trying.
Nah, they do, and I understand though.
They don't know.
It's because a lot of people, what it is, it's expensive.
It is.
And people still, and Plainfield still got this slight stigma associated with it being a hood because we had a mean run. We had a mean run, but
every place got a story.
Every place got a story, bro. So if you was to come to Plainfield now versus 10 years ago, you would see the transition it's going through.
That's right.
So why not be a part of that? You know, they got a lot of people coming in, developers and different businesses from different ethnicities, cultural backgrounds, all the et ceteras, and they're all stating their claim to this city. Meanwhile, the children of the city, the sons and the daughters, you know, we're veering off, we're leaving. I ain't going nowhere, this is my home. Like, this is my home, like, and nah, I'm not out here trying to claim something that I'm renting or nothing. Like, my pops, he still owned the same house he owned on 3rd Street since I was 7 years old, bro. Like, I ain't going nowhere. So the goal is to start plant our flag here, flagship store, and expand.
Talking about family, why did you name your store Kota Canna? Your brand, Kota Canna.
I named it after my daughter.
Whose name is?
Her name is Dakota. So we just took the duh off, added Dakota, took the bis off the Canna, and called it Kota Canna.
Okay.
Ultimately, it came from the fact that I couldn't use my legacy name, Pop Boys. You know, this was my baby right here. Was my baby. Now it's a brand. Kota Canna is my baby.
Got it.
Literally my baby. So they wouldn't let me use Pop Boys, and I had to find a name that I loved and a slogan or that I could see myself pushing. I could feel confident about. And the next best thing was my daughter.
Duh.
Yeah, it was my daughter.
What if more people thought like that?
Like, so if I want to make anything successful, I'm gonna make her successful. Like, it's not even about me at this point. This is about building something for her. Even if she's not around, even if this is not around when she becomes an adult, for her to take it over, this is the start of me building her future.
It sounds like you're saying this is the real legacy market.
Yeah, all day.
If we had to rebrand that, I think that would be the way to do that.
Isn't it crazy?
That's what you're leaving.
It's like almost, I don't want to, what's it, like a double entendre almost.
That's because that's what it should be, as opposed to what people think it is.
Word, man.
Having been incarcerated, let's get into some of that. What obstacles did you face leaving what is coined as known as the legacy market, or let's say, the term we came up earlier was
the unregulated
market, like that better. What obstacles did you face leaving the unregulated market and then transitioning into the regulated market?
Ignorance. Ignorance. The difference between a legacy market and a canna business is slightly different. You know, the numbers is different. The way people approach things is different. The rules are different because it's a business. You know, the legacy market is a business as well, but this is a corporate business. You know, you go to these events and there's guys that's running Fortune 500 companies in suits and stuff here, you know. It's not like me and you. I'm coming to a pop-up. I got my hoodie on, my table set up. I'm coming to make me 3-4 bands. I'm going home for the night. Like, it's a big business. It's $1 billion industry, bro. So you got to come in with that mindset of, all right, I'm a businessman now. Yeah, I'm still a hustler at heart, but now I got to be this businessman. The obstacle I faced was not necessarily the transition from one to the other, because even as a hustler, you possess a businessman mentality if you want to be successful. It was correcting my tone when I approach people.
What tools did you have from the unregulated market that you brought over with you to the regulated market? What of those tools still serves you? And then which of those tools did you have to either put back in the toolbox or switch out of the toolbox and say, that don't work for me no more? That can't work for me anymore.
I ain't gonna front, the biggest thing you learn, whether you're in the streets, whatever, street smarts, however you wanna call it, is learning how to adapt. And I think that's what followed me, or I brought with me, learning how to adapt. Like, yeah, these people, they love cannabis just as much as I do, but their cannabis background isn't like mine. How they even came to be in this industry isn't like mine. So while I'm sitting here like, all right, man, yeah, I've been busting my ass, starting off with dime bags and the eighths and 3 for 20 since I was 14, 15 years old, and this other person may have just said, hey, you know what, well, I got the money and this is a booming industry, so let me throw some cash at it. It's hard for me to relate to people like that.
Right.
But what it is finding a common ground, and that's where slightly adapting comes. All right, we both here to make money. So how can we make money together?
Go ahead.
I was about to say, yeah, now as far as putting the tool back, how I said earlier, most of the service I hired was paid services. But I had to get to the point to have something to present to them paid services to pay them for them to help me. And at the beginning,
that's the journey.
And that was the journey, because in the beginning, I didn't have shit, bro. I didn't have no business plan. I didn't have no operating agreement. I didn't have no cover sheet. I didn't have no. It was something I can't remember what the old head said to me when I called him for help. And he was a member of the. It's either the MBA or the SBA, the Minority Business Association, or Small Business. One of them. They help you. They help you get your business up and started. And it was my executive description, something like that. Basically, it was a executive summary. That's what it was. And my executive summary was basically a small layout of what my business plan would reflect. And when he said that, I didn't even know what that was. And he said to me, well, you calling around for help and you don't have that, you not prepared for nothing. You just want somebody to do the work for you. And I thought about it. I'm like, well, damn. Am I not prepared? Like, I know I can sell weed. I've been doing this shit for 2 decades plus. So but I'm not prepared to open a storefront selling weed. Cause it's a lot. This shit entails a lot. Hence the reason why we still sitting in an empty space, bro. And I done had this building for over 2.5 years now. It take a lot, bro.
Word.
It take a lot. So when he said that.
Okay, yeah, so let me ask, after being incarcerated, after then coming out and having to wanting to get in this industry, and then they saying you don't even have the stuff that you need to get into this industry, and then after learning and getting what you needed to get, what keeps you motivated to keep going? Because other than your story, there's several Canna entrepreneurs out here who've started and they've already stopped 2 years in, 1 year in, just because they weren't getting what they needed from the CRC, or they ran out of money to do it. Here you are, like you just said, what keeps you going to still keep doing this?
I don't have no fucking choice. It's that cut and dry, and I want to keep it real with you, bro. Like I said, and this is going to sum it up. Like I told you, I've been selling buzz since I was 14, 15. I've been out of prison, jail, county. I done seen it all. House arrest, boot camp, county jail bids, state prison bids, halfway houses. I done did the whole spectrum, bro. I'm almost 40 years old, and quite frankly, even with my expunged record, I don't have that job work history they looking for. I'm not a college graduate. I don't have a degree, bro. So, but I know how to hustle. I know people.
As someone who has suffered from the illegalities of weed in New Jersey, once it became legal in Colorado recreationally, people just going to the slopes, going to skiing, smoking, not getting in trouble. Eventually, 2020, Phil Murphy, we got it recreational legally here in New Jersey. How did that make you feel when it first happened? And now when you're on this path now to get this place open, how does it make you feel now?
Quite frankly, when they first legalized cannabis in Colorado, it didn't matter to me because I wasn't flying all the way to Colorado to buy no motherfucking bud at that time.
I never been there.
But once I started hearing what Governor Murphy was going to do, I had nowhere to get my research from or my knowledge from but Colorado, as far as the regulated industry goes, as far as how they went forward about it. But I actually know I had Colorado and California, because by that time California was legit too. And I don't remember the specifics, but I remember getting discouraged early in the game because Colorado had a felony program too, but if you had caught a certain amount of felonies, you was already 86 from being able to sell cannabis legally. So while me not realizing at the time that they were going to let the states dictate how they wanted to proceed with cannabis, like I said, I based what my future would be in the cannabis industry off of what I read about Colorado at that time. And it looked like I was going to be stuck in the legacy market forever. But for real, I wasn't even that salty about it. Because at this time, my daughter wasn't even here yet. You know what I'm saying? So I was still cool. I was honestly fresh home from prison. So I was still running the gun and I was still making money. And then I got introduced to the pop-ups in like early 17. When the pop-up started hitting, that was different. That was a totally different flow. Now don't get me wrong, it was equally scary because you go into these spots, you don't know if you're gonna get raided, robbed, whatever, and you can't do nothing about it.
Right. Because it's still not legal at this point.
It's still not legal at this moment.
Still 2017.
Word.
But it's
Shout out to my man Cool Reek too. First pop-up I ever did was a 420 events, Cool Reek, Kim B. Shout out to her. Big shout out to my nigga Moby Dank too.
What happened at that first pop-up?
My first pop-up?
Yeah, how'd you come through?
How did I come through, or how did it happen the first pop-up I went to?
Okay, I thought you were talking about the second one. But finish talking about the first
I'm
one.
always talking about the first time I went to a pop-up,
yeah.
because this is what drew me in. My friend Lion, he used to buy bud off me all the time. And he was like, yo, bro, I was just at this event last night, and I said to myself, like, damn, yo, first it do really well up here. And he was explaining to me, and he was using the term vendor. He's like, yeah, they got vendors up in there, and everybody has their products, and people come in and they shop. And I'm like, what? Because at this time, I'm still hustling out of my car. You know what I'm saying? I'm spending 10 hours a day in my car.
We heard about Colorado and California, but we ain't seen it yet. We heard about it. So what you talking about? Yeah.
Next event, he took me there. And I ain't gonna front, I went in there and I was blown away. Because this is my first time seeing this many people doing the same thing I'm doing. Like I was at home.
Right.
Like I was at home. I knew what they was doing was wrong, but I was at home and I didn't care, and I needed to come home. I needed to come home.
Yeah.
So got in touch.
This is amazing.
Got in touch with my man Cool Reek. Like I said, he's my man now. He let me in the door. And from there, 420 somewhere, Pop Boys was born.
What was that called?
420 somewhere, Pop Boys.
Where does that come from? What do you mean by that?
That came from me being on vacation in Puerto Rico.
Right.
I'm not a drinker. I ain't gonna front. I'm not an alcohol
Me neither.
person.
I find that people either one or another. Rarely do I see people who would do both.
That's all.
Yeah.
And we was in the pool, and they had one of them swim up bars, and I seen it, and I think they got them everywhere now. And it said 5 o'clock somewhere, and I was like, damn, that'd be a cool ass slang for like.
That's genius.
For a weed brand.
That's
So
one of them just sitting right there, like, duh.
That was a gimme.
Yeah.
Word. And at the time, like, people wasn't really, like I said, this is like 17, so people not being flamboyant or exploiting shit like that. They're not putting 420 somewhere. They're not putting pot on their shirt. They're not putting a weed leaf. None of that, bro.
Yeah.
So I found the graphic designer out in Cali, and this was all via Instagram, because I remember Reek telling me at the time I didn't even have social media. I wasn't with that. Like, bro, no social media, no Facebook, no none of that stuff. Like, you want to talk to me, hit me on the phone. The number might only be the same for a month or two. You have to find me again, because I wasn't trying to go back to prison.
Oh, right. Okay. So that's right. So I love that. I love the start of 420 events.
Yeah.
How did 420 events transition, and what happened to the? How did the transition, and what happened to the next time your first? What was your first pop-up experience? Like?
So my first pop-up experience was, it was stupid, bro. I ain't gonna front. Like, I always made money.
And when was it? Or can you say when it was? Should we say when it was?
It was sometime back. I don't care. It was sometime
Okay,
back in 20. It
was
was like sometime back in 2017.
How was it?
It was fire, bro. Cause I ain't gonna lie. Like, I was making money off, but to go into a spot and sit there for 4 hours and leave with almost 8, damn near 10 bands.
But what'd you come in with though? How did you leave with all of that?
Oh, I came in.
How'd you pull up?
Cause I came in with the full spread, bro. I ain't gonna front. Once I seen what was going on, I made a call to my plug, bro, and I told him, I said, yo, I need at least 15 flavors. And at the time, people were still keeping it basic, like 4, 5. Man, I went in there, I got 4-ounce jars. 4-ounce glass jars. I got some stickers made up with the Pop Boys and the 420 on it. Slapped them shits on the jars, bro, and went in there with like 15 flavors, a QP in each jar, and I just went in there and went dumb.
Jars?
All jarred up, bro.
Paraphernalia?
Oh, I mean, that was an understatement,
What
bro.
else what you mean?
I had everything. I went in there with merch.
Oh.
Anything I could
Shirts?
get. Shirts,
Yeah,
hoodies, all of that.
Jars?
Bro. Jars, all of that. I had took the little hair grease jars and labeled them up. 420 somewhere Pop Boys, and we was going dummy, bro.
And after that, did you realize I have landed? I'm here now.
Oh yeah, I knew where I wanted. After that, it was a no-brainer. It went from I'm hustling because I'm good at it and I know I can't get a job making this money to I really found my niche.
Okay. And
once that happened, bro, and then Governor Murphy came in 2020 and made his announcement, oh, it was nothing to talk about.
I call him 420 Phil.
420 Phil?
That's my name.
I don't know if I could double him that because I ain't never seen Governor Murphy hit nothing, man.
Listen, man,
that's a big title, man, 420
I don't
Phil.
know what he hits, if he smokes or doesn't, but all I know is before him, I couldn't walk down the street and smoke weed without the police looking at me. He's the one who signed the shits. So in my head, he'll always go down as a nigga who brought weed to New Jersey. That's 420 Phil, man.
All right.
You would be mad if 420 Phil come through when you open up?
Nah, I mean, yo, 420 Phil, I ain't gonna call him 420 Phil, but yeah, Mr. Murphy, Governor Murphy, you were more than welcome to pull up. You know what I mean? I see him dump an edible, I hit a joint, then we might be able to double 420 Phil.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Then
Right.
He could come to the cookout. You know what I'm saying?
Governor Murphy, I think we have something we'd like you to participate in.
Yeah, then he can come to the cookout, bro. But right now, he's cool.
Governor Murphy.
Thank you, Governor Murphy. But let's be honest, it wasn't just him, bro.
I think that's an invitation.
It was a lot of lobbyists. It was a lot of people that pushed for this. Like, yeah, Governor Murphy signed off on it.
He's the one who signed it off.
Yeah.
Right, but he didn't, they don't.
Yeah,
right.
let's not forget about the people who kept their foot
That's
on his
right.
neck so he would sign off on it.
That's exactly. Once you're able to start the business, once you realize that you want to do it and you're able to start the business, the hardest thing is that you got to get capital for the business. And that's the hardest thing that a lot of entrepreneurs are facing. So I want to know, once Jersey made it legal, did any of the social equity programs that they talk about? Did any of it help? They talk about giving breaks specifically for people with past marijuana charges or convictions. And I want to know, as you went through the process with felonies on your record, were you able to take advantage of any of those social equity opportunities offered by now legal New Jersey, or was the once a felon stigma always still a hindrance? Did they help? Was anything available to you?
Well, when you say that they helped me with anything available to me, yeah, they helped me get the opportunity that was presented to me, you know, to become legit. But
Specifically,
I mean, excuse me, to become legal.
or
Legal. And
regulated.
Yeah.
But did they specifically give
The
you-
social equity program, it did work. How it worked for me was,
How did it work for you?
is that I believe my paperwork was handled expeditiously or expediently.
Okay.
I think they held true to that, and shout out to the commissioner Charles of the CRC, even though I think actually he retired as of yesterday per this interview, but shout out to him anyway, man. I checked every box, bro. Everything they said you could possibly have as far as being a social equity applicant, I hit the nail on the head, bro. Even like, so if what they said is true and that's why I'm here, then yeah, they held true to their word with the social equity program. Now, as far as money and all that go, yeah,
Let's talk about it. How was that part? So one
I ain't
half
getting no
full,
money.
how's the other half?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I ain't getting no money.
okay.
Yeah, I haven't got any money from the state, no grants, no loans, like, yeah, none of that, bruh. Just me and my homie, that's it.
So, okay, let's talk about that. Can you talk about the importance of utilizing, your network, of not trying to do this whole thing by yourself?
Can't. You can't do it by yourself. Even if you sitting on millions of dollars, bro, you can't do this by yourself. This shit is mad time consuming, bro. You need a team. Now, I got this far on my own, but with, like I said in the beginning, with the support of paid help. So that was my team. I got a bunch of friends and family, I got a bunch of people that got my back, but they don't know nothing about the cannabis industry. So with that being said, the importance is hiring the right people and making sure you're and knowing what job you want them to do, bro.
And does that mean that it can always be somebody that you know or that's close to you?
It's great to start with people that you know. The reason why it's great to start with people that you know, because they understand the struggle, and if they really for you, they not entering with dollar signs in their eyes and their hands out. They really there to help you. But
How
then
can you tell the difference between those friends and the ones that don't quite see the vision but want a piece of it?
they constantly checking in. They just want to know what's going on because they want to know what's going on, and if there's any void they can fill. You know what I mean? It's not, oh, we was on the phone and they bringing it up. Like, yo, my bad, yo, how's that going? It's, yo, bro, I'm down here, I'm in Trenton, bro, but I'll drive that if you need me to. You know what I'm saying? As far as financial support go,
Yeah, okay.
I'm gonna tell anybody, that's the first place you go to. You go to friends and family. Because if you start looking for banks and all this other stuff, first of all, it's only a handful of banks that's going to give you money, and the money they're going to give you, you better off just hustling it up because the interest rate is going to be stupid. And half of the banks want you to have in liquid assets or in some kind of asset the same amount of money you asking them for the show. So basically, you just taking a loan out against your own shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And now the state did come up with that grant program, and that was dope. Unfortunately, we took a swing at it, we didn't hit.
What is the importance of friends and family when it comes to starting your business?
And the process of me writing my business plan, I was still in the legacy market, still doing my thing. And a very close friend of mine, dear friend of mine, we was cool for like 7 years prior to this date right here. He came in on his normal coming to cop, maybe smoke a joint with me and chill out and kick it for a little while. And on this in particular day, he came in, I was writing my business plan. Because mind you, like I had previously said, I didn't have an executive summary. I didn't have any of that stuff that dude was asking me for. And before I had all the higher help, I was struggling. After the dude told me what he told me about not having my executive summary, I was going around asking people like, yo, who can help me write this? Who can help me write this? And my mentor, I was running with this man since like 05. Like, I've been a hustler since 14, but he showed me how to get money in Jersey. And we was all in one of our little circles one day, and I was talking, and I had hung up the phone, and he asked me, he like, yo, what you doing? And I told him what I was trying to do, and I told him how I was trying to write a business plan, but I ain't had no knowledge, like I ain't know what I was doing, and I was just all in this frantic mode. And he looked at me, he said, so you trying to find somebody to pay for them to ask you questions so they can write it down on paper. That's what you want to do. You want to pay somebody to put down on paper what you already know.
That don't sound...
It's the same thing. And this man at this time, he's 4 properties deep, 3 businesses, restaurants. So, and he came from, you know what I mean, nothing. So and he like,
sounds like a waste of money.
it sounds like a waste of money to me. Like, what the fuck is wrong? He literally said, like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Take your ass home, sit down, and think. Like, you can't pay nobody to do, you can't tell, you want to pay somebody for you to tell them what you want them to say. Just say it.
Let's go look at that.
And it took me like 4 weeks. I ain't even gonna lie, Kay. It took me like 4 weeks sitting at my counter every day for like 3-4 hours to write my own business plan. And on my 3rd week, when I was like in my PowerPoint stage trying to sum it up and all that, my boy walked in, like I said, to do his normal cop and go and smoke with me. And I told him, now mind you, me and him had been spoke about this, but it was just me telling him like, yo, you know what Governor Murphy doing? And he like, yeah, that's crazy. And I'd be like, yo, man, I swear to God, bro, if I get the opportunity to do that, I'm going for it. And this was two years prior to me actually starting to write my business plan. So this is 2022 when I'm writing my business plan. Me and him talking about Governor Murphy in 2020. So like I said, he's been with me this whole time coming through. And he said, so that's what you're doing now, fast forward to 2022. And I'm like, yeah. He's like, you mind if I take a look at it? And I'm like, I don't care. And he was like, yeah, let me take a look at it, man. Just, you can print me out a copy? So yeah, I printed him out a copy. He copped his butt, he left.
That's trust.
Yeah, oh yeah, this was my dude. I wasn't worried about him,
That's
bro.
right. That's
Yeah.
right. That's some trust right there.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, in hindsight, it's 2020. Now that I'm becoming a businessman, like I understand. Yeah, you don't usually make mistakes like that, but like you said,
that was not a regular situation. That was trust. Without that, you might not have been here right now. Go ahead.
exactly. Imagine if I would have been like, yeah, I don't know, bro, I'm good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, fuck you too, then.
Right.
So I gave it to him, and at the time, I hadn't met his mom yet. But 3 days later, he called me back. He like, yo, bro, I ever told you who my mom was? And I'm like, nah. You know, my mom's it was either English or literature major. Basically, she was heavy into reading and writing.
Literature.
And you know, I read your business plan. I thought it was cool. Then my mom read it, and she asked me who you were. And I told her, and he was like, yo, man, you looking for investors?
Ooh.
And I'm like, all right, man, whatever, bro. And he like, no, serious, you looking for investors? And I'm like, yeah, but I don't, in the future, but right now, no. Because at the time I'm thinking, nah, man, I'm trying to do this on my own. Not realizing how much it really was gonna cost me. Because, you know, right now I got my weed money, you know what I'm saying? I got some bands put up, so I can do this on my own.
Not knowing the journey that was in front of you.
Yeah, bro, not knowing lawyers is $350 an hour, bro. You know what I mean? And that invoice comes soon as that $5,000 retainer run out like clockwork, bro. So
Without taking this step, you might not be able to. You wouldn't be able to take that journey where we are now.
So we talked about it, and he was like, "Well, you know, just let me know what you want." And I'm like, "What you mean?" Like, he's like, "Let me know what you want." And I'm like, "All right, cool." So I kept on my path. We ain't checked back in for about 2-3 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm getting to the city part, and now I'm starting to meet the lawyers and the consultants and the agencies and all of this stuff, and I'm like, holy shit, I may not be able to afford all this shit on my own, bro, and maintain my life, like nah. So I reached back out to him, and we worked out a deal, and he was like, yo, I got you, and it was all she wrote from there. All right, so
What was that? That was that.
That's that, bro. So that's the importance of friends and family in my perspective. Like, friends and family, if they fuck with you, they gonna fuck with you all the way through. They gonna take that risk with you. And that's what my boy did. My boy took that risk with me. I knew one thing and two things for sure. Before I could go to my city, I had to have a a space. I had to have a space. And I went to one landlord. She played me left, but still threw me an alley-oop. She turned me on to another guy. Actually, he owns multiple properties here in Plainfield. I'm not going to disclose his name. And I went and I spoke with him, and he gave me this whole spew about how he's not really interested in cannabis, but he wants to build CEOs. He like, you know, that's what I'm here for. I want to build CEOs, you know, and how he was in tune with the city and how he believed with me, we could benefit from partnering up and going into this place. He already had the space, all of that. So I'm like, I bet. I bet. Like this is gonna be easier than I thought. I get a call from him one day, and he asked me if I had a picture, and I'm like, a picture? He like, yeah, you got a profile picture? And I'm like, nah. And he was like, oh, okay. Well, I'm in a meeting at City Hall, and he was speaking with a woman at the time. I'm not going to disclose her name either, even though she don't work for the city anymore. And he was like, yeah, I'm seeing how I can get our resolution. So I asked him, I'm like, well, you need me to come, or can I come, or is this like a closed door meeting? Because at the time, I'm novice. I don't know how these things work. And he basically strayed me like, oh, nah, I got it. I'll call you later.
Having meetings about me, without me.
Word. And I will always remember it. It was Easter. It was Easter Sunday. I was down south visiting my mom. And I got a text message from the dude. And he said, yo, I got our resolution. And I'm like, word? And he sent me a screenshot of it. Nothing on that resolution had my name on it. Nothing on that resolution had my name on it. And he was like, nah, I got you. Like, you going, basically what he wanted me to do, what this in particular guy wanted me to do, he wanted to build the store or whatever and let me run it. And I'm like, yeah, nah, I'm not doing that, bro.
If you're not getting out of bed in the morning and making money, I'm not getting out of bed in the morning making money.
Yeah, so he had me come to his office, he picked my brain,
right,
took my idea and ran with that shit to City Hall. Word up. Now, fortunate enough for me, he never followed through with it. Like, whatever happened, whatever, he not opening, so to him.
Oh.
So now, I'm hopping on the phone with people in City Hall because I had got a name of who I need to reach out to, and maybe they could point me in the right direction as far as like just getting help. I don't know, I need help. And I called one of the city officials who was at the time would have been in charge of what is our cannabis unit now, but she was on her way out the door. So when I spoke with her, you know, Plainfield didn't have too much knowledge of what they were going to do or how they were going to proceed. So her first offer to me was, well, we have a lot of companies coming to Plainfield, and a part of our agreement with them is they have to offer apprenticeship to certain residents or people who've been whatever about cannabis. Yeah, about cannabis and all that stuff. So I'm like,
disenfranchised.
That's the word. Yeah.
I wouldn't have got it without disenmarginalized, so thank you.
And I'm like, well, how does it work? She was like, well, basically, you know, they hire you, they train you, they put you in a managerial position after like 2 years, and then another few years go by, then you get an equity stake, and depending on like performance rates and all this other stuff, you may or may not get a store. You know, you'll get your own store, but the whole time you're under this other company's umbrella. And I'm like,
come under our umbrella.
Yeah, like I don't want to do that. Like, nah, I'm not doing that. My whole purpose I've been selling bud was because I don't want to work for somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, nah. So at the time I felt like a fish out of water, bro.
But then
I kept searching, and I found this property. The funny part about me finding this property
how'd you find this place?
I found this property because I went to City Hall. After I ran through all the for rent signs, Zillows, whatever, I went to City Hall and I got the tax records of any building like I thought that was abandoned or I didn't see no action at, so I can get the owners of the building. And this was one of the buildings. This building closed right before COVID. And I used to live around the corner. I used to walk past this building all the time like, you know what? I wonder. The funny thing about this building is the landlord actually told me no when I first reached out to her. It was so crazy. A year before me reaching out for this building, I called her about another property. Unbeknownst to me, I didn't know she was the owner of both properties.
Right.
And she, at the time, she had no knowledge of cannabis. She ain't wanted, like, she had the stigma in front of her. Like, no, my properties will not be participating in any cannabis related activities. So I'm like, damn. And mind you, she got 3 stores that's prime real estate. And I'm like, you sure you don't want to reconsider that?
It's a gold rush, man.
You know what I'm saying? So a whole year of me looking for properties until I went to the city and got, like I said, the tax records. Called the number that was associated with this building, and behold, it was the same lady who told me no. And when I told her my name, she was like, did you call me a year ago about a property on the other side of town? And I'm like,
She could tell by your voice how
yeah,
she
knew, but she knew from the rip. And I'm like, no way that's you. And she was like, yeah. I said, well, this building say it's a man who owned it. And it turns out the building, like I did my research, it was her father. Rest in peace to Mr. Butler. It was her father. And that's who I had called looking for, but she answered. And she, basically, he passed away and she inherited the space and she kept it real with me. She said, you know what? I want to put you in contact with my realtor. So it wasn't me convincing my landlord to give me the building. It was me convincing her realtor at the time to give me the building. And shout out to Dawn Armstrong too. Because without her, neither one of us would be sitting here. Because she really convinced that lady to give me this building.
And that is probably one of the highest hurdles that you can get through on this journey.
Yeah, bro.
And then you already had you got your license from the state.
Nah, this was before anything.
But I'm saying, but you have it now.
Oh yeah,
right, you got your license from the state.
Yeah.
You got your license from the city.
Yeah.
And that's 2 of the other biggest hurdles that people go through in this space. What is the future? Once Kota Canna is operational, what's the future plans, not just for the store, but for the brand?
Build it, brand it, franchise it, bro. Cannabis is $1 billion industry right now, man. And it's not a lot of us in it. It's a lot of us that built it, but it's not a lot of us in it. And my goal is to try to be as authentic as possible. When people come into our store, I want them to feel like it's no different than going into your plug house. Besides the fact that you gotta pay these stupid taxes they got us charging people. I wanna let y'all know, I'm not with the taxes, but they making us do it. We ain't got no choice. It's not because I want y'all money. If it was up to me, honestly, bro, I would be out here selling $40 eighths to just keep it 100 with y'all. But the state not allowing us to do that. We can't do it. Like, I know it sucks, but I really feel like as the market matures and more of us get our foot in the door and we come together and we start pushing these guys, like how they were lobbying to get this done, we can do the same thing with these numbers and these taxes, bro. But it can't be a dog eat dog. Like, we all have to come together. And that's the one thing I've always loved about cannabis. It's been a community. But right now is a disconnect between people who prefer the legacy market versus people who prefer the schedule or regulated market. And once we can all find that common ground, I just think we'll do great. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Well, we have an election coming up. I want to know specifically, do you have any thoughts about the future of federal legalization? Wrapping up, any thoughts about the future of federal legalization?
Well, let's see, we 37 states in. 37 states got some kind of cannabis program. Will it happen? Yeah. How long? I can't put a number on that, but it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. So
you have faith in that?
If you have any shot at getting into this industry, get in now. Like, get in now, bro. It ain't no different than when they had the West Coast Gold Rush. Like, for real, man. Get in now. Do what you can for your family. Put something away. Have fun. Enjoy your life while doing it, bro, because it's a great industry to be in. It's a stressful one, but I really believe personally, like, this is hopefully gonna be one of them situations that gets greater later. Let's go.
Sativa or indica?
Sativa, indica. All right, since if that's the base where we're gonna start it on, I'm just going to say indica. You know, a sativa serves a purpose for me. Like an indica can carry me through the day, but a sativa, let's say I had something to do and I don't want to be too sluggish, I'll smoke a sativa because it keeps you going. But the problem with me is sativas are too light.
It's too light.
Actually, there is like 3 sativas I know that pack a punch. And people don't believe it or not, but the original sour diesel,
Okay,
that's one of the meanest sativas. As far as if you want a heavy head high, they're going to give it to you.
Kids don't know about that.
Nah, a lot of, like, they keep trying to reintroduce sour, but it'll never be like the early 2000s
We got the tail end of it. They had the time before we got here.
Yeah, the shit I'm talking about that I actually used to sell that was $4,800 a pound, damn near $6,000 if niggas didn't fuck with you. Like one dime bag would stink up this whole building.
That's exactly.
It stink up this whole building.
That's loud. That's really loud. What's your favorite strain? Is that your what's your favorite strain?
Man, I don't necessarily have a favorite strain. I smoke too much for that. Like when you're a connoisseur, like you just find strains you like. Like I
What
can
strains?
say,
Give me couple that you like.
always been a Haze fan.
Right.
Haze has always been my thing.
I know when you was born. We was born at the same time.
I've been selling bud for a minute, but I really built my shit off of Haze. Like Haze took me over the top.
Okay.
Billy Kimber, I fuck with Billy Kimber. Billy Kimber was the first pound I ever paid 5 bands for, bruh. And it was worth every stack I spent. I swear for it, bruh, it was. And right now though, Captain Junkie. It's a strand I got out of
Captain Junkie?
Captain Junkie. It came out of Maine. I don't know where else they got it from, but I got mine out of Maine, and that shit is different.
What was your first experience like smoking weed?
Oh, I ain't even like it.
Talk about
Oh,
it.
keep it real. I ain't even like it. I think my first experience was 13. I was 13. My homie had it. He had a joint already rolled up, and it just tastes horrible. It tastes horrible. My first time inhaling anything, so my lungs couldn't take it.
That's right.
Like I had this mean ass head rush. I was like, yeah, I'm good. I'm not going back to that.
Did you cough? Did you cough or did you have no cough?
Nah, I coughed. Everybody gonna
speak
cough.
the truth.
Yeah, hell yeah, bro. I'm not gonna sit here like, nah, I took that shit like a chick. That shit bust my ass.
That's
And that was boo-boo. That was boo-boo. So, but I chilled out after that. I ain't smoke again, so I was like late 15, early 16. I wanna say 15. Yeah.
Word.
Yeah. By then I was in high school.
That's when I tried it for the first time, and I had I'm a singer. I tried that shit. It didn't go. I didn't do it right. I was just coughing. I was like, y'all are fucking crazy. Y'all are crazy for this. And then around 19, around college, that's when it all set in. Wrapping up, favorite stoner movie?
They killed Killer, B.
What'd you say?
They killed Killer, B. Oh, see, I'm out, man. Y'all don't even know what movie that is, bro.
Chill.
I'm out, bro.
Wait.
I'm out, bro. Y'all don't even know what movie that is, dog.
Come back. Hold up,
man.
Okay, I know what.
That's Dave Chappelle.
I know the top.
They killed Killer, B. Yo, nigga, Scarface is bad as hell.
Can we finish? This is the last question.
All right.
People always have the top 3. And people always have, every time we ask, it's a top 3 movie list. It's either Friday, Pineapple Express, Half Baked, and maybe there's one more, but it never fails. I just wanted to ask. Some people.
Harold and Kumar.
Oh, now you talking some millennial shit.
Harold and Kumar, bro.
Now you talking some millennial shit.
Come on, man.
Actually, the sequels are pretty damn good too. The Christmas shit and all like that.
Oh no, it's nothing better than the original one. You can't beat that original.
That's a great one. That's a great one.
Come on, bro. Like, you can't be from Jersey and not ever had White Castle.
Come on, what are you talking about, man?
I
can't do it no more.
I don't eat it no more.
I can't do it no more.
But when I was eating it, the trick is no onions.
Oh,
Tell them no onions. Because you got to think, they already cooked the burgers in onions. It's going to taste like it regardless. It's the onions that fuck our
People
stomach
thought
up.
it was the patties. It's the onions.
It's the onions, bro.
Black genius. Okay.
My bad. Go ahead.
And what are you smoking tonight?
Peanut butter breath.
Peanut butter what?
Peanut butter breath. No, this one is Motorhead. This one is, hold on, let me see.
Yeah. What it tastes like? What is?
This is Motorhead. Yeah, this is Motorhead.
Okay. And what does Motorhead do for you? How does that make you feel?
It's a heavy high.
Oh.
And I like heavy highs on Saturday nights when I know I ain't doing nothing. You know what I like about heavy highs? It keeps me from spending money. I'm telling you, bro. It do, because I ain't going nowhere. Once I get too high, I ain't going nowhere, bro.
That's it.
For real.
That's it.
That's it.
Everything I need is in the house.
I promise you, bro.
That's it.
So, yeah.
First, we look forward to the opening of Kota Canna.
Oh, man, he fucked it up.
You know what I'm saying? It was the 2 hits you gave him earlier, bro. That you can't remember.
It made my dyslexia kick in.
Nah, bro.
We
I
look
thank you
forward
guys, though.
to the opening of Kota Canna. And, you know, once it's operational, let us know, man.